Hello, everybody. Welcome to Every Day is Earth Day, the podcast, with your host, Fiona Dempster. That's me. Welcome to episode 143, and today I'm curious about conclusions. And I've worked with the tools of access consciousness for over 10 years, and conclusion is a big thing. And it's not something that I have, let go of, been willing to really acknowledge. I would hear it in classes and I would hear other people, be called to the carpet for being a conclusionist. And it's something that has just kind of always been ease for me. Like, please don't take my conclusions away because then I'd actually have to change or something would have to be different or my life would fall apart. If I don't have my conclusions, then who the heck am I? Yeah, it's not working anymore to keep those conclusions in place, to come to conclusion about everything, especially about myself. And actually, I'm really good at concluding that I'm wrong. How many of you out there simply always come to the conclusion that you're wrong, even when things are working well? I mean, how crazy is that? You created something and it was something awesome and it was something, that really worked for you. And yet somewhere you twist yourself and you still come up with the conclusion that you're wrong. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, so to speak, right? Well, if we were willing to let go of conclusion, and you're more than welcome to start with, let go as much conclusion as you're willing to. Doesn't have to be 100%. You could even start with 0.5% or 2% or, whatever's going to work for you. But this is my invitation to play with really acknowledging where you conclude. How many people conclude, I don't have the money? I mean, that's a huge conclusion. There may be some truth that your funds are lacking, and the conclusion that you don't have the money or you can't afford it, right? Those are huge conclusions that it's an automatic response. I don't have the money in my account, so I'm concluding. Rather than going to a question, hey, what would it take for the money for this to show up with ease? Right? Like any other question would assist in creating a different possibility. So, yeah, what else is possible? And what gift are these conclusions to you? What do you love about conclusions? What do you love about making yourself wrong? Just things to play with. What are you concluding is wrong in the world? That if you weren't concluding it, you could ask a question and actually see what the gift might be, or what another possibility would be. That's so much more expansive and generative in my book. And energetically, that's just so much juicier than a conclusion. Especially concluding that I'm wrong. Just, be aware of the weight of that conclusion. I'm wrong. You're wrong. Wow. And we're all, well, not all of us. How many of us are seeking enlightenment and yet weigh ourselves down day after day with the conclusion of our wrongness? Or the conclusion that anything's wrong? Or a conclusion at all? So that's what I'm playing with today. Really looking at when a conclusion shows up, how can I change it? Okay, what is this conclusion contributing to my generative living? And is it? And if it's not, then, oh gosh, what could I ask? What question could I ask in place of this conclusion? That if I wasn't concluding I didn't have money, would allow me to create and generate the money with ease, or the relationship, or the ease with my kids, or getting a new job, or adding 10 more income streams. What is it you'd really like to have that's not showing up? What would you like to create that's not showing up with ease because you're stuck in the pool of conclusion? And it doesn't want to show up because you're already concluding what it looks like. So you're really just creating what you've concluded it is going to be. Well, I'm over that. And I know it's an everyday occurrence because I get to expand my awareness and my allowance of myself in that process. And some things will be instantaneous because I'm just willing to allow that. And other things might take a little longer. So be kind to yourself. Stop concluding that you're wrong, or at least maybe reduce the amount of time you conclude that you're wrong, and ask a question. What's right about me I'm not getting? Thanks for playing today on Every Day is Earth Day. Catch you another day.